My dad always believed in team competitions, and he always thought that they helped build team spirit and that they enabled my brother Chris and I to practice what we'd learned at the club in a competition environment. And in 1969, I remember I think I'd been competing for about 12 months. It was always about team competitions, and our 6-week team competitions were just as important at this time as the individual nationals. And I'd only done one individual nationals, and that was in 1968. And then I was building up, 1969, I was building up to the 1969 British Championships. Always held at Crystal Palace, so it was a massive thing. But Coventry Judo Club always had a really good team. We had a great rivalry at this particular time with Nechel's Judo Club, which carried on for quite a few years, I remember. And Jot Rogers was the main coach there. Ian Rogers, his son, was brilliant, as were all of the members that he seemed to produce. And he always encouraged, I remember he always encouraged his fighters to practice good upright judo. And I think more predominantly a standing throwing club than an Ewaza club. But Coventry were always up against them at these team competitions. And the Coventry team here that you can see consisted of 5 people, but it's me at the lightest end there. Dave Southby, the next one up. My brother Chris is right in the middle there. And Adrian Holt, who with his brother Mark, we started judo together many years ago, over 50 years ago. And of course, he's still active with Coventry Judo Club now, Adrian. And of course, Kim Cannaby there at the heavier end and the more experienced end. He was the senior of the team. Kim is the brother of Keith, who was formerly British Open champion, European medalist, and a regular member of the senior team. So I remember we won many matches with this team, and we had an incredible team spirit. We fought for each other every time we went out, and we got stronger and stronger. We were difficult to beat. This was our 5-man team, but of course, occasionally we'd have 3-man teams as well. And in 1969, as I said before, I'd been competing for a little while, and I was building up to my national individual championships at Crystal Palace. And it was my first ever national title, actually, at Crystal Palace this year. But as preparation, my dad decided to put myself, Derek Murphy and Dave Southam into the area 3-man team event. And I remember when we arrived, how disappointed, devastated actually, Derek and I were to find out that Dave was ill and he couldn't fight. So just 2 of us, and thought that that was it. But my dad, I remember him looking at both of us and saying, I can still put you in, but of course it means that in order for you to win, it means you can't lose a match. You've got to win every match. And I don't think we really knew what to expect. And we said yes. We were in there, 2 men. It meant that we had to work our way, fight by fight, all the way to the final. And it meant that every contest, we gave the opposition a 1-man lead. And every time Derek and I had to win our individual contests. And Derek fought out of his skin. He fought incredibly well. And as well as being physically tired, both of us, reaching the final, I remember we were hoarse from shouting for each other. We're just screeching at each other. And we were just behind each other every step of the way. And to everybody's surprise, including us, I think, we won the final. And we won the 3-man competition with only 2 fighters out of a possible 3. And it was an incredible result and something that none of us have ever forgotten. I mean, we still bring it up now. And all these years later, we can tell our kids and our families about our unique experience and about this magical team match that, it was what my dad really believed in. And it was something that not only built spirit, but memories as well. It was, all in all, it was an experience of a lifetime, and one that I'll never forget. And here I am, still talking about it 50 something years later. Amazing.